National Football League. So proud to welcome you to the southeast section of Brazil and the world-renowned city of Sao Paulo.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started.
And off we go here in Sao Paulo.
And bulldozing his way through.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Herbert on the first play wants to pass it.
Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
And their coach told us the other day that they wanted to get him in a nice groove right out of the gate. And one way to do that, give him quick throws where he can get the ball out of his hand in a hurry, as he did there.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line.
Credit the stop there to Leo Chanel getting into the backfield and stopping him in his tracks.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
KC's offense ready to take over.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That goes for a Chiefs 1st down, 14 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 10.
From midfield, here's Mahomes.
That one caught by Rice.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And they'll run with Pacheco.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22.
To throw, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle.
And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs first down as a tackle made at the 18.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
With no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelsey, on the touchdown pass.
And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start on the ground with Harris.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Back to throw here, Herbert. His throw incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. .43 yards on the punt, return of 4.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
They'll drop this off to Pacheco.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the chief linemen might have moved. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Mahomes to throw once more.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now 2nd and 3.
Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Swings this out for Hunt.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
The tight end in motion right. Now Mahomes. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Noah Gray.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And the Chargers coming out of the field now.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
In motion, the tight end. Now it's Herbert.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 2.
Herbert off of play action. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert now.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Hampton, and here he'll get it down to the 7. That one good for 10 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Chargers are back within a score.
And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And now here comes Kansas City.
Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's his 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. Mahomes going to throw. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. This is Pacheco. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. 3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Throw left side, completion to Rice. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this 1st half alone, as he's got a 1st down on that last catch. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That is caught at the 7-yard line. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal.
Now it's Mahomes again. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Rashee Rice
From 6 yards away.
And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chargers ready to take over. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Up the middle they go. Hampton, and he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
3rd and 5.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On second down, right back to Hunt.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On third down, it's Pacheco.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Pacheco.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Now here's Mahomes.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They go play fake. Mahomes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 28. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Rice. And out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. To throw, it's Mahomes. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Xavier Worthy
from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the 1st half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A final shot before the break for Herbert.
That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 27.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 7.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Mahomes now to throw.
That is caught. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A quick throw caught by Rice.
So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
On play action, it's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Now Mahomes.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 15. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finding Harris over the middle. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Herbert.
To the left side, he's got McConkey.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this is what it's been like all game long. Guys running free in the middle of the field. This defense has just had no answer for this passing game. And that's another good hook up there.
That one caught by Rice.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Mahomes going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Now here's Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelsey. And inside the 20. 7 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they try with Pacheco.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
62 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Pacheco is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And As you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success. That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run. But I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
A shotgun snap for Herbert.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Throwing now is Mahomes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now 2nd and 9.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 16. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
To throw again on second down, Mahomes.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch.
That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Chiefs start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Well, now how about this return?
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Out of the gun, Herbert. This is caught by Williams. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Herbert.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Herbert now.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and now we've got a 3rd and 4. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
That one out wide and intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
89 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Third and 3. They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Pacheco.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 36. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD, but of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points, and my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
They'll give to Hunt here on the option.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.